And there's something you said there about dealing with like older people because of the line of work you're in. It was the same with me. When I was a salesman in my first trip, I went to Newfoundland, and I went to go sell garage door openers. Yeah. That first trip I went with my dad, but then the rest of the trips I went by myself. And I quickly learned that I had like 5 seconds to make sure that this 50 to 70-year-old dude that I was talking to was not going to slam the door in my face.
Right.
And I guess I was a kind of outgoing guy. Not really. I was pretty quiet. Maybe the partying kind of helped me out a little bit. I was in rock and roll.
Would you like take them out for dinner, or you'd go like to their office? Like what was the game plan?
So the game plan was I'd call them up, like cold call, like from home.
Yeah.
I'd set up meetings. I said, hey, I'm coming to town. I would love to meet you. I'd love to come by your office to show you our catalog, run you through the products, and then set up a dinner if you're into it.
A one-on-one dinner.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Wow.
It was the only it was like build a plane when you're crash landing.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to fly out to this place. I have like 5-6 calls whichever one's more receptive, I'll plan a dinner with them. And I would go out and first of all, I'd go in, I'd meet them. I had my slick back hair, shaved face, like respectful, company shirt tucked in, the works. I didn't look like a jerk.
Right.
I was raised by my dad, like and my mom, but raised by my dad in the sense that it was like if I didn't walk straight or I walked a little crooked, like he corrected me.
Right.
He's like, that's not how you fucking walk.
That's old school, man. Now,
yeah, you don't walk
it's
like
like, my son can walk however he wants to walk, and it's like, I don't know. No,
it's like, don't fucking walk like that. You're going to get a beating.
That's it.
From me and the world.
That's it.
So you don't walk like that. So I was like trained from a young guy. I knew how to put on that assured old school, that stomp, whatever the fuck it was. And I worked in the warehouse with a multitude of different ethnicities since I was like,
I've been in that warehouse.
14. It's amazing. So like I was
guys.
raised side by side working with like Haitian guys and Indian guys, Pakistani guys, like Vietnamese, like all kinds.
Trend,
yes. And and it was really second nature to me. Like I guess I developed that to be able to talk to anybody. Whether it was a customer that my dad brought in from a big company or the guys in the warehouse that I worked side by side with for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And then it was nerve-wracking to go fly out by myself. But after our first sales trip, my dad was like, all right, set up the next one. Tell me when we're going. And I'm like, no, you're not coming. Because the guy said he took up too much space. And so if you want me to develop these markets and go meet these customers, you can't be there.
Right.
Because I'm just your fucking secretary, your lapdog.
Exactly.
He respected that.
That's cool.
And then I went and, like I said, I was going for dinner. I was 22 and I was going out with 50-year-olds.
Did it ever get like, without incriminating yourself, I need to know, you ever go out with a guy who just turned out to be like a dark maniac and you would just go on these insane expeditions with, or like have these insane dark nights with?
Well, I've had some crazy nights,
but like
for sure. But I wouldn't say dark.
On a sales dinner though, like would a sales dinner go off the rails completely?
Almost every time, because it wasn't really a sales dinner. It was, we weren't talking about business.
Right.
We're like, we're going to go out and I'm going to entertain you.
Right.
We're going to go to the steakhouse you want to go to. We're going to go to the strip club you want to go to.
Okay.
And we're going to just have a good time. And it just, people look like, I developed friendships with these guys and they look forward to me coming to town because I was an escape for them.
Right.
And only later on did I realize that was my true value add in this, because I offered them products at the same relative price as a competitor, but I brought them the party.
And then
young whippersnapper, I could charm.
That's it.
Charm the waitress by saying some goofy shit that was self-deprecating, and I could tell jerk off jokes to this fucking guy, and he thought it was hilarious because it's like, you're in Calgary, no one makes these. Calgary in 2005, no one's making fucking jerk off jokes, and I was just like pushing it to see, and I was building that rapport, and the products got sent relatively on time. We were good to deal with. We had amazing people on the phones, and I was just the initiator, the fire starter, and I would keep up that rapport.
You were the face of the whole
thing. There was one time there was a guy who went real dark. Like,
let's go.
Real dark. And it was at a trade show. It was in Las Vegas. Shout out to my friend Traver if he's going to listen to this, but he'll know exactly who I'm talking about. And it's not, he was, I don't know, like 300 pounds, like 5'8", but like carried it well, carried it like a strong man.
Right.
So this guy was a beast. Like it's not like he needed a crane or a scooter to drive around. This guy was an animal. You could break a 2x4 on his chest and
yeah, no problem.
And he was like, he was just throwing back drinks, you know. It was just throwing them back, and we're like, fuck, this guy can really drink, you know. Like this guy's a stud. I don't know. About an hour later, he started getting like kind of crazy, and then he started getting real emotional, and then there was like crying and shit, and then it was, like just made everyone awkward, and it was a collective like group thing.
Right.
We went to this like regional trade show in Vegas, and we're like, yeah, let's just bring everyone out because that's how we made our name for ourselves.
Right.
We spent too much money just having a good time with people, and that's how people knew us.
So you'd bring out like a bunch of guys.
We'd bring out fucking competitors, man. We'd bring out competitors, and that was something my dad did.
I love that move.
He didn't give a fuck. Like the first trip to Newfoundland, we saw a competitor on the flight, and it's like, that guy is only going to be there for one reason, to go see those people. He's like, look, we're going to see that guy. We'll all go for dinner together. And that's why people love my dad, because he put like the no nonsense ego competition shit.
Like we're all in this together. Like
he didn't give a fuck. And we were lucky to be in a relatively small industry.
That's it.
We all knew each other. We all grew up together. And so I came into this world for years and years. I was just dealing with older dudes and women, but it was mostly dudes. It was more of a trade kind of business. And it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot of shit. And it's stuff that you learn that you don't know you learn.
Right.
But you learn how to read a room. You learn how to gauge someone's mood. You learn how, just like you know how to do. It becomes natural. It becomes intrinsic.
Right.
And I was really undisciplined before, like growing up. This taught me how to be on time for meetings. It taught me a lot of things that growing up kind of, I guess, sheltered in my room, playing guitar, eating apple pie, pulling a whack, that I didn't know. So it was a great experience. And if I didn't learn that shit, it would be a detriment to, I guess, who I am now.
Yeah.